The new podcast, In the Shadow of Princeton, starts as the matriarch of a prominent Princeton family is found stabbed to death in her locked basement. Investigators look from a serial attacker to her family to Princeton University students. One hot-blooded investigator sees a conspiracy. Is he way off base, or does privilege let you get away with murder? In the Shadow of Princeton is available wherever you get podcasts, or you can binge it ad-free by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Welcome back, folks. It's Thursday, October 24th, 2024. It's also National Bologna Day, just 12 days before the election. We have several things to get to. We'll start with the parole board and work our way through to pickleball's latest move in its bid to take over the world. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. Parole Board Chair Lee Gwathney took heat from lawmakers from both parties at a joint prison oversight committee meeting Wednesday, reports AL.com's Ivana Rinkiu. Now, we've had background on this one before, and Ivana has even been on this show to talk about it. Remember that Alabama's parole board guidelines suggest that 80% or more of the state's inmates should qualify for parole, but release rates have been much lower. At the meeting, 20% was the common figure used, and AL.com previously reported that the board's 2023 data show only 8% were released. Gwathney is the nearly automatic no vote on the three-person board. The lawmakers were frustrated by an hour's worth of questioning Gwathney. State Senator Clyde Chambliss, a Prattville Republican and committee chair, wanted better answers to why the board wasn't keeping to its own guidelines and demanded clear and specific answers by the end of November. State Representative Chris England, a Tuscaloosa Democrat, was blunt after the meeting. Quote, "Either the process is broken or her decision-making process is terrible. I'll let y'all make that assessment." Now, we have a whole series on this story on the site. For more, check out al.com/denied. At that same joint prison oversight committee meeting, Corrections Commissioner John Hamm gave an update on that really big, really expensive prison coming to Elmore County, reports AL.com's Mike Kaysen. Now, really big and really expensive in this case means 4,000 beds and $1.25 billion. Because of the 700-bed medical and mental health space it'll have, it'll be called the Elmore Specialized Men's Facility. Hamm told the committee the prison's about 40% finished and is expected to be completed by 2026. Said State Representative Chris England, quote, "It's going to be larger than a lot of county seats," end quote. A manufacturing plant will reportedly bring 300 jobs to Phoenix City over the next 2 years, reports AL.com's William Thornton. California-based Sierra Pacific has already opened its $60 million southeastern hub. Governor Kay Ivey was at Tuesday's ribbon cutting. The company makes high-end windows and doors. Well, pardon my understatement, but Vanderbilt's upset win over top-ranked Alabama early this month was a bit of a moment in Nashville. In a peculiar little piece of American football culture tradition, Vandy fans at First Bank Stadium tore down the goalposts, toted them down Broadway, and tossed them in the Cumberland River. The school had the yellow uprights retrieved, however, cut them into 8-inch pieces, and sold the pieces at auction for more than $4,000 a pop. And they sold out by the Monday following the game. A university representative told the Tennessean newspaper that proceeds for items auctioned off as souvenirs would not be used to fund the $100,000 fine that the school has to pay Alabama for rushing the field, per SEC rules. AL.com's Mark Heim reports that country singer Garth Brooks got in on the souvenir frenzy. Brooks has said he bought the padding from the base of the goalpost so he can display it in his Friends in Low Places bar and honky-tonk. A tied loss can leave a permanent impression on a city, or at least a honky-tonk. Brooks, by the way, went to school at Oklahoma State. Maybe Chris Gaines is a Vandy fan. I know folks get worked up about elections, and sometimes for good reason, but months and years of spending all your time reinforcing your own belief in your opponent's unethical, criminal, and evil nature isn't healthy for anybody. Political anxiety combined with the illusion of online anonymity has gotten so many people in all levels of trouble. AL.com's Howard Koplowitz reports that a 60-year-old man from Cullman has been sentenced to 30 months in federal prison and 3 years supervised release for threatening to kill election workers in Arizona. Quote, "You are so dead," read one Instagram message he sent to Maricopa County elections in August 2022 after a primary election. Another message was a photo of Woody from Toy Story face down with a projectile in his back, which feels like a crime against all of us. Huntsville city officials said they've broken ground on a 6,000 plus square foot rec center at John Hunt Park that'll feature 4 gyms, a fitness room, and more, including 25 covered pickleball courts. 25 more places that Alabamians can play pickleball. Now, you won't get a conspiracy theory from this place often, but at this rate, I'm pretty sure that by the end of the decade, American school kids will be pledging allegiance to pickleball. Thanks, everybody, for listening to us. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. Until then, y'all come on by and see what we're doing on the internet at al.com.
Whoever said it's lonely at the top clearly wasn't an Alabama fan. I'm Ben Flanagan from AL.com, the host of Beat Everyone, a new podcast focused on the people, stories, and traditions that Bama fans care about. Beat Everyone is also your new home for Alabama radio legend Eli Gold.
Touchdown, Alabama!
Subscribe now to Beat Everyone on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.